Welcome, creatures of the universe. This is the Topshelfers podcast, bringing you the weird, the crazy, the exciting stories of the internet. My name is Wesley McBee, and with me always, the man, the myth, the legend, Forrest Curtis.
Alright guys, so we recorded a bunch yesterday, just us talking about random shit, and then at some point in the last day, half of our podcast, the audio has just disappeared, so we have the end of it, so we gotta just do some more recording, just talking about fucking just whatever.
Yeah, so we bullshitted yesterday for about 45 minutes, and then we told some personal spooky scary stuff, and for some reason that 45 minutes is now gone. So, we're going to have a hard cut near the end of this where it goes right into us telling the stories, and that's great stuff. Like, it sounds like it's good stuff. And then, we just wanted to make it a little bit longer for everyone so, you can enjoy the content while we're making it.
Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't just not make sense, because...
Nah, I mean, I think that after... We'll go into it. Yeah. We'll make it work good, but... Yeah, we were just talking about how cool it would be to transform into a dire wolf like Jacob from Twilight.
Yeah, it'd be sweet. But would you rather be that kind of wolf, or have you seen Van Helsing?
Yeah. Or
that, like a big standing werewolf thing?
Here's the real question. When I'm not a werewolf, am I ripped like Jacob? Because I'm going to be slaying a lot of puss if that's the case.
Yeah, I guess. If you want to... Yeah.
Then that answers the question. Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather just be... fucking ripped McCheese all the time, and
makes sense.
But then again, I guess he could be a badass like dire wolf that just fucking werewolf just eats people all the time.
It's true. It's a tough decision.
Yeah, I don't know. Twilight's pretty stupid though. Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith still a better story than Twilight.
Oh yeah,
love story.
For sure. We still need to go see a new one.
Yeah, I sadly had it all spoiled for me. I think. And obviously it looks like the audience hates the movie and then the critics love it, which seems kind of ass backward for a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it is weird.
But I think I kind of remember what we were talking about yesterday in the 45 minutes that got deleted. We were talking about gaming.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of like the toxicity between that and like a whole bunch of other stuff that, people just get so pissed off nowadays in anything. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Video gaming, talking about music, obviously like the big subjects like religion and politics, no one can ever agree, and it just turns into this big debate and everyone hating each other.
Yeah, definitely. And you were talking about the dude in WoW that kept messaging you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's I play World of Warcraft still for a long time now, and I was just goofing around doing something the other day, and some guy got mad and started commenting or started messaging me directly and was just calling me everything you can think of. A cunt. He was like saying I was some liberal trash and how I was gay and all this type of stuff, and it just like for no reason. And like I started telling the guy how bad I felt for him because like he's getting mad over absolutely nothing.
Right.
And he said something like, I make $100,000 a year and I have to deal with stupid fucking idiots like you on games and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's 3 a.m. on Sunday night, and you're talking about how you make like $100,000 being this big professional guy while shit talking someone online.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and say doubtful.
Right? That's so funny though. I just like how he just automatically liberal.
Right? I didn't say I want to preface this I don't remember saying anything to this guy at all. I think we were doing something competitive, and I think we lost, and he just fucking lost it.
That's so fucking funny. I was watching a video yesterday of some guys playing Call of Duty, and the dude was just getting pissed at one of the teammates. So funny.
Oh, I've been there sometimes. I don't get that mad when I play games because I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah. But
some of these people nowadays, just lose their shit over the smallest, Call of Duty. Oh, you're not on the flag. Oh, you're a bitch, cunt, faggot. It's like, whoa.
Right?
Wait a second here.
Like, yeah, I get frustrated sometimes when, they're just shitty teammates, but it's not like day ruining because some dudes take it so seriously. It's so funny.
Honestly, I think there's some guys who, like, if they lose and they think it's someone else's fault, it ruins their whole entire day.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I couldn't imagine that. Like, if I lose, like, even if someone's, like, really shitty or shit talking, on to the next game. Like, I'm good to go.
Well, my favorite thing to do is, like, after you kill someone, just go teabag them because they're fucking furious.
Oh, the rage just builds up.
I feel it though sometimes. Like I'm already frustrated. I'm dying over and over again. Some fucking dude teabags me. I'm like, oh,
This motherfucker.
fucking hate you.
But yeah, it's just weird, like how we were saying before we started talking, like when we used to be younger and you met another gamer, it was like you kind of just had like that bond. You're like, oh, dude, what games do you play? I play this, and this, and like you could just like kind of make friends really easily talking about games. Nowadays, it's like, you ask someone, oh, well, I play Rainbow Six and I'm ranked this, and this, and it's like this, like I'm better than you type of mentality, and it's like that's not what.
Right.
Are you making money? No. Do you play competitively? No. I don't want to fucking hear about what rank you are. Let's just talk about games and how fucking cool they are.
Go jerk off some more, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, with your tears.
Yeah, except for that's the same thing I'm doing though, and I'm bad at the game. So.
Right, yeah. You gotta jerk off with tears every single day, because, I mean, if you're not, you're just wasting your tears.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, and we also talked about when I got off my anxiety medicine, made me emotional. I started crying watching Wall-E.
Hey, I mean, Wally's sad as shit anyways. I mean...
It's the same, it's like watching Rudy. You're like, Rudy! God damn, he's playing.
And he play? You know what makes me mad? Is
what?
When people... Because, like, Stranger Things is pretty big right now.
Yeah.
And people are, like, making fun of him. I don't know the actor's name. And they're all, like, giving him shit for 50 First Dates because he dresses really funny in that.
Oh, which guy?
Bob, like Rudy.
Oh, yeah.
He was like in 50 First Dates. He wears like fishnets.
I forgot about that.
He did not take Frodo to Mordor for people to talk about how he dressed in 50 First Dates, motherfuckers. Okay,
Right?
He did not throw the winning touchdown to be shit talked.
Right? Fucking Rudy is the man. He went through it. He was living in that fucking shack, and then gotta play some goddamn football. He's a legend.
Oh, fucking legend.
Little Bob. Poor guy. He's a true hero.
He is. He took one for the team. Sacrificed himself to some fucking demogorgons.
Right? Oh, did you start watching Ash vs. Evil Dead yet?
No.
Did you ever watch the old Evil Dead movies?
Yeah.
It's the same guy, Ash Williams.
Yeah.
It's the same dude, he's in the first 3 Evil Dead movies, and this is like continuing on. So it's instead of making a movie, it's a TV series now.
Oh, wow.
It's so fucking good. I love
Is it super over the top like Evil Dead is?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
It's hilarious, too.
Did you watch the remake of Evil Dead? Like, they remade the movie?
I saw it came out, but no, I didn't. He produced it, the guy that plays Ash.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is he in it?
I'm not sure.
Because I don't know. But yeah, it's the same dude from the original movies. And they're always like, I had forgot, like, about the very first movie, where they go camping. And in the TV series, that book's always there. What's it? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, there's a like chick looking for it, and he's like, you've been looking for that book your whole life, and I turn around and trip over the fucking thing every day. Yeah, because they're always talking. He's like, yeah, I went camping with my friends, and they're always talking about the first movie. Cut his arm off, and he has a chainsaw hand.
No, I rewatched I watched the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it.
Huh. Yeah,
like it just was so over the top.
Yeah.
And it hit that switch too, kind of like how Cabin in the Woods did.
Yeah.
Where like it's building up, but nothing like crazy happened.
Yeah.
And then shit just like goes from 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
Right.
Like the end of the movie, they do the whole entire raining blood thing, and it's just shit is going crazy. But I don't know.
Do you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Alright. Hold on, guys. Alright, so guys, that was weird. I started hearing myself talk. It was randomly playing audio from a different podcast, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah, we've been going through, like, we're trying to learn this stuff from scratch, basically, and, it's...
We have, like, I swear, every episode we're recording some sort of weird technical, like, whether it's interference coming in, and we start hearing bad echoes, but yeah, that was weird. It was just playing a podcast that's not even open. So.
Right. Oh, so there was an interesting thing that happened to Forrest today in his email.
Oh, yeah.
I figured that might be worthy of talking about.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know why, but out of nowhere, I was checking my emails today, and it just says Illuminati. I was like, the fuck? Why is there an email from Illuminati? And let me pull it up to see exactly what it says. But it was saying, go to some website to sign my name, pledging myself to the Illuminati and the Eternal Oath. So yeah, that was pretty fucking weird.
Like, it's more than likely a scam, like some just random website.
Yeah, but just, it's a weird out of nowhere. See, look.
It looks official as shit, too.
So it's when we started recording, but last week, it says Illuminati. I'm scrolling through. It says Illuminati. And it says, confirm your status. The Eternal Oath for Forrest, your individual first pledge of Illuminati. Forrest, we are grateful for your loyalty and appreciate in joining the Illuminati. So apparently it's some, yeah, it's weird.
So this just in, Forrest is in the Illuminati, supposedly.
Yeah, it's weird. Illuminati members have dedicated themselves to the advancement of the human species by taking oaths of commitment. These pledges are the core tradition of Illuminati, formed as written contracts between a single person and all members of humanity. This is the first pledge of Illuminati, the Eternal Oath. So,
hey man.
Yeah, I don't know what my interest. This says thank you for your interest in Illuminati, but
hey, I say fucking shoot or shoot, man. I say go for it.
I don't know. Yeah, we never talked about the Illuminati. Or I don't know.
No, not at all.
Or did we say something when we were talking about Ted Cruz? I don't know, but still weird.
Maybe Ted Cruz is an Illuminati and he just knows that we're talking about him all the time.
Maybe.
But yeah, well, and then it tells him to pay $15 to get the signed paper.
Yeah, so they're.
That's where it's probably a scam, but if not, and he signs up for it and he becomes Illuminati, this is going to get real fucking wild real quick.
It is weird, though, just randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's the strangest email I've ever seen.
Right? I was like, what the fuck? Illuminati's emailing me? They just happened to email it just Illuminati.
Whoever got that, like, original email, they're fucking, that's dope.
Yeah, it is. That's wild. It was a pretty nice certificate, though. It's like gold stamped and
it looks official.
Yeah.
The picture you sent me today, it looked official as shit.
Yeah, I want to do it just so I have a cool certificate that says I'm in the Illuminati.
Right? Then everyone who asked you, yeah, I'm actually in it. Look at my paper.
Best $15 I've ever spent.
Speaking of Ted Cruz, he got roasted.
Oh, for sure.
Like, hardcore fire fucking roast from the man, Mark Hamill.
Yeah, it's pretty good. If you don't follow Mark Hamill on Twitter, definitely go do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was talking about net neutrality and, just the bullshit, getting rid of net neutrality and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Ted Cruz just started tweeting at him, trying to, act cool. And he called him Luke. And then Mark Hamill came back with him. It's a pretty good fucking tweet. Let me hear you pull it up and I'll read it to you.
It was one of those things where you read it and you're like, ooh. Because there was that whole thing with Ted Cruz and porn. And
Yeah. So Ted Cruz shared a porn video on Twitter or liked something to do with a porn video. But so Luke was talking about net neutrality. He tweeted to that dude, the lawyer, the most punchable face dude. And he just told him that he's unworthy to hold a lightsaber. And out of nowhere, Ted Cruz just tweets to Mark Hamill, says, Luke, I know Hollywood can be confusing, but it was Vader who sported government power over everything and said and done on the internet. That's why giant corporations like Google, Facebook, and Netflix supported the FCC power grab of net neutrality. Reject the dark side, free the net. And then Mark Hamill comes back at him and says, thanks for explaining it to me. I know politics can be confusing, but you'd have more credibility if you spelled my name correctly. I mean, it's right there in front of you. Maybe you're just distracted again from watching porn at the office again.
Goddamn. Like, I think Ted Cruz thought he was being funny, making some sort of Vader bullshit reference.
Yeah, and calling him Luke, and then
didn't realize who Mark Hamill is, and he got the fucking fire roast of all fire
so
roasts.
Good. Distracted from watching porn at the office again.
Right?
Ted Cruz, I think, emailed or did some replies, but then everyone's like, no, you lost, Ted.
Yeah, game's over.
You lost, Robert Kardashian.
Yeah. Fucking Robert Kardashian.
What a Zodiac killer.
Fake ass motherfucker.
What a douche. Fucking Ted Cruz.
Man, he was almost president.
Yeah, except for he got fucking talked shit on by Trump, and then like a little bitch endorsed Trump.
Yeah.
After getting his ass beat down, so.
It's got to be the most like embarrassing thing. You get your ass kicked, and then you're just like, oh well, we're gonna back him.
I hope like in a month we just see him tweeting to Luke, we support everything. I mean, not to Luke, to Mark Hamill. Sorry, Mark, didn't mean to call you Luke.
Yeah, I don't know. Politics is just bullshit, anyways.
Yeah. Can't talk about it these days.
No.
People get a little triggered, so.
Get triggered in the comment sections. Even though their comment doesn't actually ever do anything.
Oh, yeah, like, they think that, I guess some celebrities, your comment will do stuff on Twitter, but on YouTube and stuff, they're not reading your fucking comment.
No, not at all. Well, I just think it's, even if it's a celebrity, like, picture your favorite celebrity, whoever it might be, tweet something about politics or whatever, you should still have your own opinion.
Yeah, who gives a fuck what they think? Be your own person.
Yeah, great. You love and adore this celebrity, they can have different opinions
right.
than you. It's not gonna be bad.
Right.
Like, I just, too many people don't have open minds anymore, and too many people are just so closed-minded to the point where they're, is it like fear to hear other options in their realities?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like, that's what I say. You can't argue with either far left, far right. You got the Christians that you can show them evidence like this is bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
Evidence, they think everything in the Bible's real, except for they pick and choose as they want.
Right.
Like, don't be gay, but while they're sitting there, it says you can't eat anything from the sea that's doesn't have scales and fins.
Right.
So they're fucking don't be gay while stuffing their face with lobster and crab. Hey, can't do that shit. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, you're breaking the rules.
Yeah, and then you got the lefties that don't take reason at all.
No.
Antifa.
Nope, not even a little bit. That's the problem, is everyone just so divided.
Right? Oh, dude, I hate though. Like the Antifa dudes. I don't know if you watch the videos. They show up with the old Russian flag, and they call each other comrade.
Oh. Wow, that sounds just...
Fucking nerds. They're the same, like, straight edge kids, like, with their all black and masks.
Right.
If you're gonna do some fighting, don't need to cover your face.
Right.
Man up.
Well, I don't know, they're not getting anywhere.
No, but...
Nothing's ever gonna change in this country unless everyone just stops being dicks to each other.
If we could get the community together, like on Reddit, the downvoted EA for Star Wars game.
Man, they got fucking destroyed.
Like, what? I don't know what it's up to now. It has to be like, I don't know. It's gotta be close. I don't know, 500,000 downvotes.
Well, and you can see it. That Star Wars game is not as popular as it should be.
No, I haven't got it. I wanted it, but
No, I'm not gonna buy it.
no.
It's not worth it.
They ruined it. They're fucking...
Greed.
Yeah.
Greedy microtransactions.
Who would win, the entire Reddit community or one greedy boy?
My favorite meme of that was in Revenge of the Sith when Obi-Wan has the high ground. It's all like... I can't remember Anakin's line, and then Obi-Wan... Don't do it, Anakin. I have purchased the high ground DLC. It's like,
that's good.
It's true. That's kind of what that game turned into. It was
right.
like, I was reading, it's like 40 hours to get a hero, or you can spend money for it. Why would I want to buy more money? You're buying your $60 fucking video game.
That's true. But I guess if you have the money, you're like, God, 40 more hours, or I can just be OP.
Well, exactly. But if someone like me who can't do that, I'm not going to play with people who can.
No, because you know there's just OP players and you're still sitting there with your basic ass gear and shit.
Well, the best part is you know you're going to have some kid who convinces mom and dad to spend the extra $30, $40. So I'm going to get killed by Darth Vader, who's actually an 8-year-old kid, and I'm going to get real fucking upset.
Fucking little punk.
But I don't know. That games just microtransactions in general for video gaming.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's dumb.
Like,
if you want to sell me your game for $20, sure.
Yeah, the game for $20, and then every couple of months when you come out with a DLC, $20, and
I was okay with the season pass thing too. Yeah. Even though I got, I got it for Call of Duties and all the other games that offered it, and I never really took advantage of them.
Yeah.
But I knew.
Yeah, it's a way better deal doing it.
Yeah, I knew that I'm buying the season pass. I'm going to get everything that comes out. I'm good to go. Why not stick with that motto?
Yeah, it's
like I did that with Destiny 2 recently. I bought the season pass.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not playing any more Destiny.
Yeah. But I don't know. It was seeming like it was gonna be really good, and then it was fun for a little bit, and then I just got so bored.
Yeah, if you don't like the multiplayer PvP, it just kind of the raid wasn't that big.
No.
All the content was easy to do and easy to get through.
Yeah.
I mean, we were both pretty much maxed out on gear in the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to get a PUBG for Xbox, but I don't know. I've heard good and bad things. I've heard people say, shit, it's graphics, but it's not even a finished game. Wasn't it just a beta basically?
Yeah, I think
so. They sold it on first beta become a shelf game.
Well, that happens a lot nowadays. It seems like all these games are beta tested forever. Minecraft was beta tested for 5 years.
Right. The one I'm mad about is DayZ. Like they keep promising more and more stuff. I was watching a video about it the other day. Like, it's been so long. DayZ was in alpha testing, beta testing, and they have way more people working on the game than most of these other games, but nothing.
Well, and I think sadly DayZ's time to be big is gone.
It's gone. Yeah, it had so much potential.
Yeah.
Even in alpha testing, it was still pretty fun. It had its issues, but had so much potential.
Well, and I just think
quality survival game.
PUBG showed up and everyone jumped on that, and now you got Fortnite and and Fortnite's kind of the cartoon version of PUBG. And
I know. It's annoying.
I don't know.
I was watching. I don't know if you saw so when you play Fortnite, you can do a group You can start with you can do 3 other random people, but the big thing I've been seeing a lot of stuff is you'll start and then this dude's entering your crew will all of a sudden just kill you.
Get your gear and shit.
Yeah, but if you report them though or something, Fortnite's please report all these people, they just get banned. So it's pretty funny.
Definitely not worth it to kill your
little cucks.
Kill your comrades.
Yeah, comrade. Vodka.
Fucking vodka. We're drinking. I'm drinking some Smirnoff Ice because I'm a bitch. And
I got some nice Squatters Pale Ale, full suspension. Pretty good.
Yeah. The Smirnoff Ice is awful. It's really sweet.
Yeah, that's a problem. It's good, but then
I cannot drink a lot of it because it's going to give me a diabetic coma.
Hey, that's the problem with these, though. I just drink too much beer, too much fast, and then just have to pee every 5 seconds. We're going to have to start getting little bottles just sitting here while podcasting and pissing.
Right? That'd be the fucking golden ticket. But yeah, I don't know. Gaming's interesting nowadays.
For sure.
But yeah, this is kind of all we were talking about. We just want to have more content for people to listen to on our Patreon, if you do end up supporting us. And man, were we mad that our first attempt at this recording got...
Yeah, it's fucked up. I don't know what happened. Some point, GarageBand.
Yeah, it got sent into the void of the interwebs and we cannot recover.
Like we said, though, as all you people that decide to subscribe to our Patreon and do the simple. It's only $1, guys. But
Yeah.
well, I guess if you're doing the $1, you've already heard this. So
Right, that's a good point.
yeah, this will be a bonus episode. So if you're hearing this, you paid $1. So thank you.
I
We
hope-
appreciate you.
I hope you enjoy it, and I promise the second part is definitely worth.
Yeah, we will be throwing all sorts of. We'll probably have a couple of these extra ones a week. So the $1's worth
Yeah,
it.
we're-
so.
We just love. I mean, we hang out anyways.
Yeah.
And we just sit here and work on behind the scenes stuff on the podcast. So we figure we might as well just
Might as well
it.
record while we're here. So
I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys do support us, thank you.
And your $1 a month is helping us to not have these technical issues. And
yeah, no shit, and get a better fucking mic set up, and
yeah, we'll have everything better just because of you guys. So,
Yeah.
but for now, it's what we got, and we will definitely continue making these.
Yeah, we're gonna go for 1 million.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep
podcasts.
going. Even if you're not listening, if no one's listening to this, then
We're still gonna do
yeah,
it.
we're still making it.
Yeah,
But if you're the one person that spent the $1, we appreciate you.
yeah, Mom,
Yeah.
I love you, Mom. Thanks for the $1.
Yeah, we'll probably definitely throw in some bonuses for our first people too. Like,
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of ideas with different merchandising and different things that we're gonna do, regardless of how much Patreon support we get, and it's gonna be funny shit.
Yeah, so if you guys are, listening to this right now, you probably will contact you and we'll throw some good shit your way.
The other thing that I want to mention, if you are actually doing our Patreon, more than likely you are interested in us and want to hear more of the podcast. If you have any tips
Yeah,
or
tips.
tricks or anything at all to make it better, let us know, because
Yeah.
we want, like I said, we're big podcast listeners.
Yes.
Like, we listen to a lot of other podcasts, and we want to have the same level of content and the
Yeah.
same level of, like, what's the word I'm looking for, like, not performance, but
Just quality.
quality. Yeah, the same level of quality. And, like, obviously, I mean, we don't have the tech yet, but if you guys know of workarounds with not the best tech,
Yeah.
let us fucking know.
Yeah, we'll have, coming next week, though, we will have dual mics. We're working with one right now, so
Yeah.
sound will definitely be better by next week. And yeah, once we figure out better software we can use, we will.
Yeah, our goal is to eventually get to a pretty nice PC and, start recording on that somewhere down the line. And, hopefully as well as that, we'll have a little bit better soundproofing in the room and, have everything set up to our liking and whatnot. But that's definitely down the road a little bit.
Yeah, and if you're a fellow podcaster who's subscribed to our Patreon, that's awesome. Throw us some information about you. We'll send some people your way on your podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're another person who's trying to grow like us, and you doing it, man, I cannot talk tonight. And you have some viewers that might enjoy us, and we have viewers who enjoy you. We want to collab as well.
Yeah, we'll do some video chats or just maybe regular calls. Get you on the podcast.
Yeah, get you on Discord, get Skype calls set up, something. I mean, we just want to hear other people talk, and if you like shooting the shit with us, and who knows.
Yeah, and if you have some cool, like, random conspiracy or something strange you want to hear us talk about in one of our podcasts,
Let us know. Yeah.
We'll probably be throwing out some gaming videos, too, for your...
Yeah, we definitely want to go down that path as well. I mean, we've both been gaming since we were, like, 4 years old.
So,
And we all have that urge to play some of those oldies.
drinking, gaming, talking about spooky shit, weird conspiracies, stuff that's going on in the world.
Right.
We got it all for you.
Cigar-shaped UFOs.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, maybe we'll have to throw out some Topshelfers cigars for some people.
Oh, yeah.
Can we send? I don't know. We'll have to find out what we can do.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we do, like, if you're one of the first people to sign up when we get t-shirts made, we'll...
Get free t-shirt?
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
So if you guys happen to be some of our first listeners, free t-shirt for you.
Yeah. You're getting $1, $1, and you're going to get a t-shirt.
Yeah, so if you've signed up, and well, if you're hearing this and you're one of the first, I don't know how many people will do, but one of our firsts,
Free t-shirt.
you got a free t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then probably do more.
Yeah, we'll figure out a lot with the Patreon. I mean, we love what Patreon does for people.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it helps us. We're not trying to get rich off your podcast. We're trying to make a better podcast and be able to do this every day. We want to.
Yeah, we want this to be. We don't like day jobs.
No.
Day jobs are shitty.
So if we can talk to you guys, tell you guys some stories, sit back, drink, throw some shit your way, come out with good content, and not have to worry about working, that'd be sweet.
Working 9 to 5, yeah, fuck that.
Be awesome.
But yeah, we're gonna jump into the second part that's already recorded.
So yeah.
And it's personal stories from all of our different adventures that we've gone on in the past. Who knows?
Yeah, the while.
And we talk about our weird Ouija board experiences, Skinwalker Ranch, and what that whole place kind of like what we got from that, and Dugway, Area 52.
Yeah, so stay tuned, and it's about to, right when this finishes, jump into that. So
yeah, enjoy
the rest. Goodbye, guys. All right, guys, we are back. So before we get into our stories here, we were thinking about we were just talking about maybe setting up a booth somewhere, one of these festivals, probably not Comic-Con, but just one of these. So if you guys know any good ones and you want to see us set up a booth, we were talking about maybe doing some live interviews at one of these places. So if you know any places good, UFO, alien, any paranormal festivals or little meetups they have, let us know and we'll come out there and maybe get you on our podcast.
Yeah, so we would love to hear any stories anybody has, and like we would find it really cool if we were able to set up somewhere, do a live podcast while we're there.
Oh, for sure.
And have people just come up and be like, hey, here's a story, and just tell us stories.
Yeah, tell us some shit you have seen.
Yeah. We want to know everything. And speaking of shit that we've seen, tell some stories from our own past. We're going to have some pictures added on here. And like we said in our pilot, we just want to see something. We used to talk about getting scared.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we want to get scared. We want to see something that's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, we would look up online just paranormal places, try to find UFO hotspots. A lot of places that, haunted. We've done all sorts of stuff. Been Skinwalker Ranch, like we said, Dugway. We went to a few places that were supposedly haunted. And, like, for as many places that we've been to, it's been more, we haven't seen as much as we would like to, of course. But we have had a couple stuff where we've seen or, like...
heard.
Yeah, and what you can say what you want about Ouija boards, but we did have...
One experience.
Yeah, or two.
Two
at one at your house, then...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so... one of the times I'll tell you about real quick, we were doing the Ouija board, and it was just me and Wesley here. We had a couple friends with us, but we were the only two doing it. And, we were just, we didn't know. Maybe we're moving it, of course. We didn't know who. So Wesley lifted his fingers above it, just barely above it, so he wasn't touching it. So it's like, for sure, he wasn't moving it. So only my hand wasn't on it at the time. And the little planchette, whatever it's called, the triangle piece went flying off the table. And, that...
It was one of those things where we wish that we would have just been fucking recording it.
Right? Because, still, thinking about it, I'm like... That happened, but it's still hard to...
It's like that subconscious battle. Because,
right.
We were both there. We were looking right at each other.
We saw this thing literally fly, just straight off the table, go flying.
And it wasn't like it, lifted off the table.
No, it
Nothing
just
like
slid
that.
super, flew.
Picture your normal-ass table. We had it right in the middle of it. I lifted my hand up a little bit. Forrest's hand was on it, and that thing flew off the table and across the room.
Yeah, it was weird. So, even seeing this, we're like, oh, God. We've seen this, but do we still believe it? It's
right.
It's hard.
And we talked about it as well as, your subconscious might just be really wanting to have something happen. When we're looking up at the sky, that happens a lot.
Oh, for sure.
But it was just one of those things where we both kind of looked at each other like, what in the fuck just happened? And we're not going to play games with each other.
No.
We're not going to sit there and play with a Ouija board for 3 fucking hours just to all of a sudden mess with one and each other.
Yeah,
like,
it's not. We weren't doing it to fuck with each other.
Like, there's nothing to gain.
Yeah,
like, I don't. We're trying to find shit. We're not trying to make shit up.
Yeah, that's if it was like, if it was us moving and it wasn't purpose, it was just the subconscious. Like, you're thinking so hard on something.
Yeah, and I don't remember the other one that well at my house.
When Chandler's
Well, I was at our other friend's house. I wasn't.
Oh yeah.
So our other good friend, his name's Chandler. More than likely, he'll be on the podcast with us to tell some stories and his side of this part as well. But we were just doing your normal, set up EVPs, trying to talk, because the house we were living in, or not living in, we were staying at, had some activity before with some of the residents living there. And I'll leave that story for another thing because it is kind of a personal thing. Mm-hmm. But we just, we always heard, we've heard the stories before, so we set up, we got a Ouija board out. We just wanted to, see if maybe we could get a picture or a recording of something.
Yeah.
So we're doing the Ouija board for hours, and, kind of, we're dumb sometimes, and we're trying to, provoke. And I know that you read stuff online, that's the absolute last thing you're supposed to do is
right.
try and, provoke things. But our friend puts his hand out, and he's kind of a skeptic. He puts his hand out and puts a piece of paper in it and just says, we're like, if someone's there, move it, blah, 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 blah. And we see his fingers, his hand was flat out in the air, and his pinky finger and ring finger started bending backwards.
Yeah,
if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, his fingers spreading super wide. His fingers were going in a way that he can't physically do.
Yeah, so he was like, you can spread your fingers out pretty far and you can bend your fingers down only so far, and something was putting pressure on his hand to bend it further.
And yeah, his face went pale white,
you
true
could
terror.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those things where, he was quite oh, what is that? He was shocked.
Terrified that something was happening in his hand.
Eyes wide, just pale as a ghost, and the paper fell out. Yeah. And everyone just kind of we stopped. We were just like, what?
Yeah. He still, does not want to do it to this day.
Yeah, nothing. Doesn't want to be involved with the Ouija board at all. Won't let it in his house.
Yeah.
Nothing. If me and Forrest talk about it, he's like, we can go somewhere else and do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting my hand on it, near it, and it's not coming to my place.
Yeah. He may end up being a third person on this podcast with us, but one of these days we'll get him out here. He can tell you for himself.
Yeah, at least tell his side of the story. It was weird to see, because we all were watching him and we saw his fingers bend a little bit in a way that something had to been on, there had to been pressure applied.
Right. I thought it was pretty funny. He did not.
Yeah, he did not find that to be even slightly amusing. But those are the two stories we have with Ouija boards involved, and we have done the Ouija board a lot. Tons of different places, tons of different times, nothing ever else happened.
We just have the two, so.
Yeah, and so take that for a grain of salt if you'd like. It may be subconscious, but it,
The weird, just two of the weird experience with that we've had.
The other couple ones we'll talk about, Skinwalker Ranch is by far the only place we've had multiple things where we were like, wait a minute, what is that? What's going on?
Yeah.
And there's two experiences at Dugway. One I was not involved with. It was Forrest and Chandler. And then the other experience was a group of us. And we'll tell all those. If you don't know what Skinwalker Ranch is, I highly, highly, highly suggest doing a lot of research on it.
Yeah, look it up. We'll do a Skinwalker Ranch podcast eventually, but for now, we're not going to get super in detail about it. So
yeah, we'll do a whole podcast where we dive into the history, what's going on there, all the different things that have been seen by people. But we went out there, and it's gated. It's a whole gated ranch. You can't go on the actual property. And there's a dirt road you can drive down. And now it's even more guarded and has even more barriers, so you can't get as far. But you used to be able to get right to the gate, and there would be like some barriers and then like some like actual fence posts. And we were pretty close to the fence, like probably about 20, 30 yards away. And we have our windows down, and we start hearing, like, I'm trying to like paint the picture for you. It's a dirt road, and then on the side of the dirt road are a bunch of trees and bushes.
Yeah, and then just a fence on each side. So,
Right.
Yeah, it's dirt road, like 10, 20 feet of bushes, trees, and then there's a fence on each side for either the Skinwalker Ranch property or
The neighbor
property,
of the property. So we're going down this, so you can't necessarily see to the right and left of you when you look out because it's just bushes and trees. I'm driving the car, and then I have Forrest sitting in the back, and Chandler is sitting shotgun.
Yeah.
And Chandler is recording this on his iPhone. And we thought we heard something kind of in the bushes or something like that, and we all kind of got spooked, and I hit reverse and started going backwards. Now, there's a funny part to this story where we go back all the way to almost the road, and me and Chandler, we look to the right, and we see these fucking legs. And by God, was it the most terrifying thing ever, because there's these two like long ass muscular legs, and we're like, what the fuck? Ends up being a horse. I shit my pants, and it was just a horse.
Like, just, I didn't see it, so yeah, I was looking out the other window, but just trying to find something scary or, out of the ordinary, and then you look over just to see these creepy fucking legs just behind a bush. So.
And it's just a fucking horse.
It's just that second of pure terror.
You're right. It was the most haunting thing in my life. But so we saw the horse, then we looked at each other and laughed. And we stayed there for a little bit longer, and we didn't actually really see much. Happened. And we're like, okay, we're going to drive back home. And it's a long drive for us. It's about 3.5 hours. Well, on the drive home, Chandler, he starts going through the footage. And he's like, you need to stop the car right now and look at this. So I pull off on the freeway, and he freeze framed this video and has two spots in it where there's one thing that we might be able to explain, and then there's another thing where we have no fucking idea what it is. We're gonna put the picture up, and we'll let you do
you just decide for yourself.
Yeah. But, it just doesn't make much sense to us, and I've looked at this picture a million times, no idea. It could be, we've tried to pull it apart as many times as we can. Could be a weird angle, could be,
but it's
this bush that's like shaped weird. The only possibility is if someone at Skinwalker Ranch thinks they're funny and did something to scare people.
Exactly, yes, because they do have armed security guards, and
maybe someone was trying to do something funny.
Someone in a mask, but
if not,
I will tell you, it's what keeps us going, looking for extraterrestrials.
Absolutely, 100%.
If I don't know, if there's extra aliens, whatever, that's what I don't know. Maybe not an alien, whatever you want to believe, but
it was something.
Yes, we'll put the picture. You can decide for yourself, but it's out there.
The other picture is above the gates. Like, you can see our lights are on. You can see some reflectors on these barriers, and when you change the tint to black and white, it looks like there's like a light up in the sky.
Yes,
that could easily be a lens flare or like a reflector. So we don't want that to think like that's not a big thing. It just oddly happens to look kind of like your original UFO shape.
Yeah, just the flying saucer.
But, we don't put much into that picture.
It's weird.
It was weird looking. Could definitely be, like I said, just some sort of weird lens flare or reflection. But we'll post that one too. That one's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whatever is in next to this bush. It just, like we said, who knows?
Do you want to explain it a little bit, or should we just post it up and let them decide for themselves?
I can explain it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It looks...
It's a figure. Definitely it looks like some sort of humanoid or I don't know. It looks like what you would think if you saw an alien standing on the side of the road.
Honestly, that's the best way we can put it. It looks... You can see a form. You can see ahead. You can see potentially eyes, like where the eyes would be. Like you can see all of it, and that's kind of where we're at with it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like we don't know. We've we've tried to look up different things, and there's nothing we can match it to.
Oh, who's the he's one of the Jedis. He's in the prequels. He's
Kit Fisto.
Yeah, Kit Fisto.
My man.
Kit Fisto. That's who is on the side of the fucking road there.
Minus the cool ass dreadlocks.
Yeah. If bald Kit Fisto
Yeah.
is standing on the side of the fucking road there.
That was our biggest, and this happened like 4 years ago?
Yeah, a while ago.
3 years ago? And we've been back several times. And the weirdest part about Skinwalker Ranch, like going back, like we have never got anything close to that. Like no other extremely hard evidence.
Just weird lights in the sky.
Yeah, there's tons of weird lights in the sky, which is you're out of the city, could be satellites, could be a bunch of stuff. And just the atmosphere.
It's weird.
Like you're there and you just always feel on edge. And that definitely could be that we're on edge because we're looking for scary
especially
shit.
all the stuff we read about Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
Like
it has a history.
And there is some there is some weird neighbors and stuff out there.
Oh God.
I forgot about this. We'll tell you about, it's not paranormal or anything, but it is a pretty fucking great story.
So we're driving around the Skinwalker area, and it's a large area. It's a whole city. And we're kind of on these back roads.
Oh shit, hold on.
Computer there.
Kind of like Area 52. Maybe there's Area 52, but...
Yeah, that's kind of what they call it.
A similar thing to Area 51.
Now, there are obviously lots of people talking about UFO activity down there. We haven't really been blown away.
No, we haven't we haven't really seen something.
Right.
That would,
Now, I do want to tell a story of someone that I know who I used to work with. He had a job out there, and it was like a temporary job. And I thought this was really weird, and this is documented. This isn't something that is just him personally saw. But he was driving through Dugway, and he says up on the mountain, he saw, like, dug in, like there was a fence post and all that stuff. There was no opening on the fence post. There was barbed wire, and it was on the inside. So you know how when a fence goes up and you put barbed wire on it,
like the angled barbed wire, but it's facing inward.
Facing inward, and there was just one door.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, we'll post a picture, kind of
like what the idea is. Yeah. And he was like, kind of like confused, like that's weird. Like it's like they have like why would it be?
Yeah,
a fence inside the base with barbed wire.
Something in.
Right. So he asked the guy who was like taking him to their location, and he was like, "Oh, we don't even know what that is. That's not something we talk about." Huh. And that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah, that's weird.
So that was a little like weird thing that kind of preface it. But the only time that I personally, now Forrest has a different story that blew my mind. We went out there with some friends, and we were kind of parked near the opening of the gate. And someone got out to pee, I think. Yeah. And got back in, and we just had our windows down, and something hit my car.
Like, it sounded like a rock hit the car, but there was no damage.
So. Yeah, there was no damage.
Or someone, like, pounded on the car.
Like, maybe even like a dirt clod.
Yeah.
Like, hit the side of my car. And that was all we've ever had down there. But it was weird enough that we were all
and it happened more than once.
Right.
So didn't we drive down the road, come back
and a little bit,
and then it happened on the opposite side.
So, that could be a lot of things.
But it's weird as fuck. Like, we had our spotlight, we shined it on the side, maybe some assholes playing jokes, throwing rocks at the car. But
absolutely, because if I was out there...
It was weird. It was like someone would have just taken their fist and just smacked the side of the car.
Right.
It was loud.
And we were all in the car, so it was, I don't know.
It's weird. It's one of the weirder ones.
But outside of that, like, we've been all over those mountains out in Dugway. Yeah. Obviously you can only go so far because it is a military base that does say they will use lethal force on you.
Yeah, for sure. There's stories, too, so...
We're not trying to get fucking shot out here. No. Like, I want the truth, but goddamn, not taking a bullet for it, but...
Maybe one to the shoulder.
Yeah. I'll take a bullet for you, too, Forrest, just not in the chest.
Okay, yeah, we're good then.
But, yeah, now Forrest's story blew my mind.
Alright, so I'll tell you guys, so it was just me and Chandler bored one night, like, alright guys, we were just deciding, let's go check out Dugway, see maybe if we can find anything this time. But so we drove around, we parked at the entrance like we usually do, just looking around, see if anything weird happens in the sky. And then there's dirt roads that go along the side of it, so we drove down the dirt road a little bit, came back, parked, just sit next to the road, and then like out of nowhere, like we both started like feeling a little drowsy, tired, but then it's not like we noticed falling asleep. It just like all of a sudden, like I don't know how long it was, 10 minutes maybe. 10 minutes later, we just both wake up the exact same time, like don't remember falling asleep. It was just like felt super drowsy after, like disoriented, like extremely out of it after, like I don't know, it was weird. Like just being parked there and then just waking up like what the fuck?
Well, and I remember you mentioning me that you guys took like we normally stop at a gas station and get energy drinks.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
like,
we're gonna be out there until 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it's not like we went out there and we were tired already. It was just we were sitting there, had our windows like cracked a little bit. It was probably a little chilly, and so we just had them cracked so we could listen, watch the sky, and then just out of nowhere, just all of a sudden like wake up and the whole way home just disoriented. It was weird.
Yeah.
So whatever that may be, maybe we both just fell asleep. But yeah, it was just weird that all of a sudden, at the exact same time, we both wake up. Like what the fuck? So yeah, that was a weird one for sure.
Yeah, that's got to be up there on the weirdest ones like
Which
has happened to anybody that in our group.
It is weird, yeah, because if you look up stuff about Dugway, there was a guy. I'll have to find the exact story, but he was saying his dad or something had worked out at the base. I don't know if it was filling contract or what it was, but he was driving on the way back and he passed a convoy, like, and they were a military convoy with one of their trucks with big trailers, 6 wheels pulling something with like a tarp or something covering over it, and then he remembers them like stopping him, and then actually I don't remember if he remembers stopping him, but he remembers seeing it, and then he woke up a while later, just parked on the side of the road, and his seatbelt was outside the car. So something happened where, it's kind of like X-Files. He woke up, or somehow he went to sleep. Like, he said it was weird because his seatbelt was on, then he woke up on the side of the road with it outside the car. Like someone took him out of the car or something and then moved his car, put him back in it, and then...
Right, and that...
that's just weird with what happened to me, so... Yeah,
because obviously, something like that happens to you, go find something, go read up and see if there's anything else going on. And
oh, yeah, I actually do. That reminds me, I have pictures on my phone still, and after a while we were going out to Dugway a bunch. This is when we were getting super into the top secret stuff. I was working at this detail bay, and this dude in an all blacked out, I have a picture of it, I think. It was an Audi, had a black license plate, and this guy came in with a phone book, and he asked for me personally. He's like, I got a phone book to deliver to you, and I was like, what? Why is this guy delivering me a phone book at work? Like, he's like, are you Forrest Curtis? And I was like, yeah, it's me. He's like, I got a phone book for you. Got it, he sat in his car for a while. I was like, and that was right after an all black Audi, so I was like, I don't know, is this something to do with us getting into something we shouldn't, or
who knows?
It's weird
because it's one of those things where we're not out there causing any harm.
Yeah, no, we're just.
But does that mean they're really trying to hide something?
Yeah, who knows? And yeah, I think I saw the pictures of the Audi on my phone. I don't want to post up some if it was
Yeah, definitely not. But it's still it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
And I get we personally don't understand the whole everything's got to be top secret nowadays.
Yeah, maybe we're looking into something we really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right, going out there all the time. Because it could be, not even to do with extraterrestrial or whatever.
It could be government weaponry.
Yeah, it could be some sort. Because they test all sorts of weapons out there. They tested nukes. I heard they actually had both the planes from World War II, the nuke that dropped the nukes. I always heard they have those still stored out at Dugway in the mountains.
Right.
On the hills.
Because wasn't it something to do with the radioactivity?
Yeah, there's still so much radiation on there that you can't even get next to them. So they just have them It's what I've heard, at least, that it's just parked there and they have them stuck inside the side of the mountain for so much radiation
Right.
from those nukes.
Which is crazy to even.
Yeah.
That's a whole other.
Right.
It's fucking weird to think about. But yeah, I mean, we really want more stuff to go on, but you know, with the Dugway thing, it just gets kind of weird with that.
Yeah, it's tough going out to a military base that's supposedly testing top secret things, and maybe we're doing stuff we shouldn't by trying to look out there, but...
Well, and the weird part is, though, me and my family, we go out there. Now, my dad, he's definitely kind of the same boat with us. Like, he always wants to do stuff like that. But we go riding out there because there's geocaches out there and, you know, topaz that you can go mine and stuff. Like, a little fun family activity.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's right kind of by that area, so it'd be weird if they are stopping these people and...
It is weird.
You know, it's just...
Yeah, because a lot of people do rabbit hunting out there, or four-wheeling, dirt biking, stuff like that.
I want to see... There's no one that lives out there besides on the base.
Yeah,
and
you can only live on the base there.
Well, and there's that little area that's like up from the base that's, I imagine, are all people that work at the base. But it'd be cool. Like, we've always wanted to go out there and then also Skinwalker Ranch and go try and talk to people who live out there and just see if maybe they have any crazy stories.
Like, yeah, just seeing weird, I don't know, and unexplainable things. Who knows? Yeah, living right next to those places,
you gotta know, like...
Yeah, like, I've seen,
And it could be maybe they have to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, maybe. They're like, keep living there or you're gonna fucking die if you say anything.
Right, because it might be one of those things where maybe there is so much activity that, you know, they have to sign some sort of contract or even, you know...
or if they're testing military weapons, like...
You can't say shit.
Exactly.
But outside of all of that, like, we've gone most of the places here in Utah, and, you know, it's... You know, we haven't really seen anything. We went up near where all the old railroads were built.
Do you remember that? The Duff Creek Sinks is what it's called if you want to look it up, but it's about by Promontory Point where the Golden Spike was put in.
Mm-hmm.
But do you remember that weird flying thing we saw out there?
Yeah.
That was weird.
That was kind of weird.
But ATK, where they test rockets and stuff, is out there, so...
Yeah, that's kind of what we thought it was, because we saw it lift off.
It looked like a rocket taking off, so it looked like.
Yeah, and we happened to, like, be on the same path.
Yeah.
Like, we were driving, and it just was, like, going right with us almost. It was kind of weird. But we went up there, and the coolest thing is we found old shit.
Yeah, like old stuff from them building the railroads.
Yeah, railroad spikes and Coke bottles.
Yeah, just like way old bottles and I think there was didn't we find an old Pabst can or something?
Yeah. So that was kind of cool, but outside of that, you know, I can't really think of any other places that we've gone to that were like just mind changing.
No, definitely not.
But, you know, we're always open. I want to go out to where what it was called, the massacre happened.
Oh, Mountain Meadows Massacre?
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
I want to go out there and see if there's any spooky stuff.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird going places where a lot of people died. Yeah.
Because just the atmosphere, you're like, there's lots of people who fucking got murdered right here.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting to think about.
Another one. Maybe one of these times we can check out the mortuary that my dad used to clean.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have apartments attached to it that the people live in, and they also work there. So they've said, there's places haunted.
I'd love to.
That'd be cool. Wonder if we can talk to them like, hey, can we stay here overnight?
We'll just do it.
That'd be sweet.
We'll record there, and if any spooky shit happens...
do a live podcast there, like, fuck.
Yeah. Have Ghost walk in and tell us how it died. That would be cool.
Yeah, because that would be sweet. My dad, for you guys, my dad owns a cleaning company, but he used to clean there, and he walked into the room one time where they did open viewings, and, like, no one had been there, and he walked in the room, turned on the light, and one of the lampshades was just spinning around.
Cool.
So that one's weird. And the only other time he heard a crash in the bathroom, and he walked into the bathroom, and the light bulb had hit the wall across the room, Like, so it was like it fell out and shot across the room and broke against the wall. It didn't. It was just a standard light bulb. Instead of, dropping out and breaking right below, it's broken against the wall and across the room.
That's kind of crazy.
So that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. And the ghost thing, like, me and Forrest have talked quite a bit about it, because it kind of is a contradiction for us.
For sure, yeah.
Because, without going into too much detail about, religious beliefs and afterlife beliefs, like, I personally don't believe in any of it.
No.
And to believe in ghosts or paranormal kind of contradicts it a little bit. Because it's,
it's hard. How do we explain an afterlife without believing in an afterlife?
Right. So is it necessarily a ghost, or is it something...
Some sort of residual energy?
Right. A residual energy, or even, if you want to get wild with it, is it a different dimension? That obviously is a whole other type of path to go down, but, it is, like, I'm open about that as well, as, like, I do think that there's some sort of... I think ghost is a coding word, not necessarily meaning what I want it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
But some sort of energy that we can't always see with the naked eye.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because, it just... I definitely don't believe in an afterlife.
Right, some sort of energy left by your brain. I don't know.
Definitely. I mean, we're discovering new shit all the time.
Yeah.
And maybe the consciousness isn't necessarily...
what we think it is. Just maybe it doesn't stop after you die.
Right. Maybe it's just happens to take place in this little weird organism we call a body, and we get to control it. But maybe once your body gives out, maybe your consciousness becomes something else.
Yeah.
Who knows? Can't really... I'm not dead. Can't tell you.
We'll do some reading. We'll do more afterlife stuff eventually, but...
Yeah, because we definitely want to do a podcast or an official one where we talk about death and kind of like the whole idea, what we think about it, and I want to get the conversation started of what people who don't believe in the afterlife, if it's harder or easier with death.
Yeah.
Because I had a passing recently in my family, and obviously that's been the conversation at home a lot, and it's weird to see. I think every single person has a different reaction.
Yeah, it is weird.
So that's a conversation I want to have is, is it easier or harder for someone who doesn't believe in an afterlife? Or is it...
And that is tough because...
everyone wants there to be one because you want to not believe you'll never see your relatives or friends or whoever again. But at the same time...
if it just ends, it just ends.
Yeah. Maybe that's relieving because maybe that gives you the motivation to make this life fucking cool. Yeah. The best you can. So that's a conversation we'll get in more depth. Definitely kind of open the doors and floodgates on what people think about that.
Yeah. So that might be good for today.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I mean, we just wanted to get together and shoot the shit tonight because we didn't have anything better to do. So, and if you're wondering, we're drinking some Jaeger.
Hell yeah, we are. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you within the next few days.